First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. As always, we appreciate you joining us. There's a live look from our camera there in Seaside at the Oregon coast. A little bit of rain on that camera, but not too bad. The waves way far out there, but a little further south down the coast is where we're going to take you here in just a minute. It is our Day of Giving as part of our Hunger Free Project, and this is a special emergency day of giving where we're asking people to donate to the Oregon Food Bank. And the Oregon Food Bank can then distribute food to people all over the region who are very much in need right now. There's a QR code on this screen. You can see it right there. That is the direct way to get there to the download, or to the donation section. So you just scan that, go there and do that. But as I mentioned, Tillamook in this, a little south of Seaside, a little bit more in the south, but on the way down the coast, we are joined by Spencer Schott, who is in Tillamook right now at one of those distribution centers where that money that's donated, those funds that are donated, it's used to purchase food, which end up at places like this, which help to distribute that food to the communities in the area. Hey, Spencer.
Yeah, Greg, you're exactly right. There are 8 food pantries here in Tillamook County that are all fed from the warehouse that you see behind me. We saw a couple donations today, both from the main Portland hub of where the Oregon Food Bank is. That donation came out earlier, and then we saw some donations from the community today as well to really make sure that there is food here for the community. So to talk a little bit more about those donations, I want to bring in Julia Wenzel, who is the regional director for the Oregon Food Bank around Tillamook. So Julia, thanks for having us here all day today.
Thanks so much for being here with us.
So we had that big donation, or the big delivery, I should say, from the Portland Food Bank, or the Oregon Food Bank based in Portland.
That's right.
And then we had some other donations as well. One was a very unique food bank, or a unique donation of fish.
Yes.
Tell us about that donation this morning.
Yes, we've been able to partner with the Tillamook Anglers Association for the last few years, and we worked closely with ODA and our health department to come up with a safe way to, as they call the hatchery fish that are coming back up the river, they get those filleted and frozen and then bring them to us, and we're able to distribute those safely out through our pantries. So that's been a huge influx of really healthy protein, which can be very expensive and difficult for us to otherwise source. And of course, just getting to enjoy some of the really special things about living on the North Coast in Oregon and sharing that with our community members.
And that being said, we're not accepting fish donations from fishermen who are going out and grabbing the fish themselves. This is a very rigorous process that you guys have put together, and a really amazing partnership. But there is a lot of red tape, would you say?
I would say so, yeah. Unfortunately, we can't just accept fish from anyone as much as we would like to, but we have a lot of food safety regulations that we need to follow, so it's pretty carefully vetted. But when we're able to enter into partnerships like that, it's really just a huge benefit to us.
Tell us about some of the other partnerships you have in town, of like restaurants, for example. We saw a pretty big food donation from a restaurant today.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of amazing partners year round, but we have just seen such an outpouring of support from local businesses. We had a big donation this morning from a local restaurant, as you mentioned. Some smaller restaurants in the area have been doing both donations of food and also hosting meals where proceeds will come to us, or the certain items on the menu will generate proceeds that go to us. So just a lot of creative problem solving on how local businesses can support us in this moment. And I really want to highlight that, a lot of these businesses are feeling the impact of the SNAP freeze as well. And so on top of absorbing that loss of income for them, they're also finding creative ways to pay it forward and support the food bank and get that food out to people. So it's just really an amazing effort.
Now, like you mentioned, this SNAP freeze is having wide effects across all aspects of our community, but this isn't necessarily a new problem for the food bank. Earlier, we've talked about how this is really part of a compounding problem, layers upon layers of issues that we've been seeing happen here. Tell us about what some of those other layered problems are.
Yeah, I think the biggest picture is that over the last several years, we all know how much our food prices have gone up. And so if you're a family struggling to make ends meet, you're going to feel that pinch more than anyone. Just not being able to afford food in general is sort of the underlying current that all of this is happening in. On top of that, we're looking ahead at permanent changes to SNAP on January 1st as an outcome of the bill that passed this year. So we're really bracing for the changes that will have in our community. And then, of course, with the really heightened crisis now with the SNAP freeze, where folks just do not have those benefits available suddenly to go out and spend on food.
Yeah, so one way we are trying to help get the food on the table is through this emergency food drive or donation drive here on Fox 12. There is a QR code on your screen, so be sure if you are in a position where you can donate, go ahead and scan that QR code, and that way it'll bring you to a link that'll bring you to a page where you can donate directly to the Oregon Food Bank. And you said earlier that we can do a lot more with money rather than a can of green beans. So tell us a little bit about how you guys can stretch that money that you get.
Yeah, we're buying in really big quantities, and we're really looking at what items we need to bring into our food supply to balance out what we make available to people. So if you're able to donate financially, that is a huge benefit to us and really increases our buying power and has the biggest possible impact on the food that we're able to share. For our local folks who've been bringing in food donations, we really appreciate that as well. I like to ask people just to buy an extra of your favorite pantry item when you go to the store. Rather than cleaning out the cupboards, just think, what does my family want to eat? What's the number one thing I would want to make sure I had if I was struggling to feed my family? Buy an extra of that and get that donated to us or to the food pantries across the county.
That's great advice. It's always easy to go through the grocery store and think, oh, I'm planning to make this. I'm planning to make this. Well, other families are planning to make food as well. They just don't have the same resources, especially now with the SNAP freeze. So if you are able to donate, please go ahead and scan that QR code and send in your donation here so that folks like Julia can continue to help the community around them. And so we'll send it back to you in the studio, Greg.
All right, Spencer, thank you so much. And yeah, just such incredible work there that Julia and everybody else around the state, around the region are doing to help get that food out there to everybody and for everybody at home who has been donating. So thanks for all your work. Spencer, it's been great talking to you here throughout the afternoon. I know, I think that you're maybe moving on from after this. I'm not sure. Maybe you're in our 4 o'clock news. I know that this goes on, though, here throughout the evening. Is that right?
Yeah, it sounds like Pete is heading down to the Oregon Food Bank down in Clackamas County. He'll be joining you throughout the 4 o'clock and the 5 o'clock, talking about the work that they do down there. All
right, great. Well, thanks, Spencer, and thank Julia as well for all that hard work and for joining us here today. We'll let you go for now. Thanks, Spencer. And for now, we'll let him go. He's been here with us all afternoon, and as we've been. So this is Fox 12 Now. We start at 1 p.m. We go through 4 p.m. Every weekday. We cover a wide range of topics, but this has certainly been a real big focus here for us today is this giving. So I just want to pull this up one more time here because you're going to be seeing this here throughout the afternoon. Our 4 p.m. news is starting in just a few minutes, which, maybe now's the time to take just a little bit of time and make a donation if you so want to. That QR code on the screen, as Spencer was just talking about, that's what you just click on that. It'll go to the Oregon Food Bank to help facilitate that food for so many people and in so many communities who are really needing that help right now. I think Julia brought up that 15% of the people just in her area there in Tillamook use SNAP in some way, shape, or form, and they don't have those funds now. So there's a big need for help to feed people. So that is what we are doing. So there we go right there. So thanks to everybody who has been donating for that, and thanks to everybody who joins us here on Fox 12 Now. As I mentioned, we start at 1 p.m., we go through 4 p.m. We also have Good Day Oregon Plus. Host that from 11 a.m. to noon every weekday. So lots of opportunities there outside of our regular newscasts to still get a lot of cutting edge information, breaking news. If we have longer form interviews, we'll have those on here too. We can bring on reporters and really break down some of those stories. And of course, you can watch our newscasts as well. And all of this on the Fox 12 Oregon apps. So we recommend you download those, whatever platform you're on. There's an app. There's a Fox 12 Oregon app. But especially if you're on Roku TV, Fire TV, Apple TV, great opportunity to download those. We also have exclusive content on those as well, some old Northwest reports. If you've never seen those, they are fun to watch. You can go through a whole bunch of them on there. So that's all on that app. But thank you for joining us. Thanks for being a part of this. We're going to sign off for now. We're going to get you ready here for our new news coming up in just a couple of minutes. You may see your screen flip just a little bit, or what I could do is just bring up a nice Coast Cam for you, and we'll do that. So whatever platform you're watching on, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see this go away, but I'll pull up a couple of our weather cams here as we get ready for our 4 o'clock news. We'll have a weather update for you as well. That way, that donation code stays there on the screen for you for just a couple more minutes and another opportunity. All right, thanks for joining us. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.